Robert DeLong, how cool is this? Come on. It's an exciting time for you, man. You got your EP out.
Right.
You know, see you in the future.
See you in the future, yeah.
It's kind of a little bit of a concept EP.
Sure, yeah. No, I mean, I think it's, I think there's a lot of anxiety in all of our lives about, the future, whether or not it's technology or politics or even just our, social worlds that we live in, yeah.
Can I pay the rent this month? I don't know.
I live in a bus, so I don't know. I actually don't know. We'll find out at the end of the tour.
You did something on this EP that I think is a first for you. You wrote your first love song.
Yeah.
Are you in love? Is this a love song to the world? Tell me about the background. What inspired that?
Honestly, it was like, San Francisco native Ricky Reed and I got together, and he's like a great songwriter, producer, kind of genius dude, and got together in Echo Park, which is pretty close to where I live in Los Angeles, and went to his studio, and I showed up and was like, yeah, what are we gonna work on today? And he was like, well, what kind of thing do you want to write? And I was like, well, I never write love songs, so let's not do anything like that. And he's like, actually, and he's like, how would you write a love song? And he's like, well, if the world was ending, let's start there. And so that's kind of where the song started. But yeah, there's a lot of personal information in there, as well as sort of my general existential dread. So yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because you do kind of have like a dark overtone, I'd say. Not really. I don't know exactly how to describe you. Overtones, just tones in general.
Tones.
But you're also like this super kind of upbeat, positive, happy dude, it seems like.
Yeah, no, it's all facade,
or is that just
actually.
A mask?
This is no, I'm totally dead inside, yeah. No. No, totally. I mean, I feel like, honestly, I feel like being a cynic or being a realist maybe doesn't belie the fact that you can also just be like, well, fuck it. This is where we're at. Let's just live with it and have a good time. I feel like this actually kind of went long way downs about a little bit, Take it in, don't hold your breath. It's, we're all going to fucking die.
Make sure you have a face mask on if it's real smoky outside. You're talking about working with people, and people from the Bay, specifically K-Flay from Oakland, is on your new EP, and that's always cool. Like, anytime, no matter who it is, when I see that someone's from the Bay, I'm like, I'm going to dig this. This is going to be the best song on the record.
Love it, yeah. Totally.
I don't know if that's like an Oakland thing or whatever, but how'd you guys meet? Give me the background on that.
We found out we lived like a few blocks away from each other, frequented the same bar, and after a couple saucy nights, we're like, hey, let's write a tune. And
you found out you were sitting next to her at the bar for like 6 months.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. No. We're reasonable drinkers.
Yeah.
No, it's great. And then she came over to my little garage studio, and it was like 100-degree day, and it was like really kind of brutal. And we're like, let's just write this song as fast as possible. And I think it turned out great because of that, because it was just all just kind of stream of consciousness. It was great.
One thing we were hanging out a little bit before, one thing that I learned about you is that you're a big-time runner.
I do like running, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, just seeing you here, I wouldn't picture you in some dolphin shorts and some running shoes and sprinting. You gotta get the trench coat on and stuff. But you run every single day, and you actually told me that in LA you don't own a car because if I have to go somewhere, I just run there.
Well, it's kind of true, yeah. I mean, I live in Silver Lake, so there's not a lot. I can go to the, Trader Joe's. I can go to 10 Mexican restaurants. I can go anywhere within 2 miles of myself. You know what I mean? My house. So.
But are you a marathon runner?
I'm more on the road. I try to run 5 to 7 miles a day though.
That's a marathon runner, bro.
No, definitely not.
Yeah,
26 miles is a lot different than 5 to 7. Let me tell you.
For someone like me, you just ran. You're like an Olympic athlete.
No, it's great. I mean, running is amazing. I mean, I need something to keep my energy up on tour, but also it's just for me, it's my one time of the day to just kind of zone out and not, be involved and thinking about what I have to do, or being stressed. It's just kind of zoning and running, having a good time. And it's great too when you're on tour because you get to see different cities from another perspective.
Yeah. Are you a fast runner? What's your mile?
I think when I'm running 5 to 7 miles, I'll probably run somewhere in the 8-minute.
That's Olympic athlete right there.
No, it's not that great.
Now you're on tour with AJR. When you guys are hanging out and have some downtime, in a free day, do you challenge those guys to a race, or you're like, dude, come on?
No, I don't know. I asked them. I was like, what do you guys do to keep in shape? And I think what they do is they just have good genetics.
They're young.
Yeah.
They're
youth. And they don't. Yeah. Well, they don't drink really that much either. So, no, I mean, they play a lot of ping pong, though. Yeah. I'm actually scared to challenge them to ping pong because, I'm okay, but they seem like they're pretty serious about it. Yeah.
That's when you know you're a touring musician. You become really good at these sports that are completely random. It's like you're good at it, and then people over 70 are good at it. And, that's it. It's like ping pong, let's go. Pinochle, pickleball, let's go. You just own it.
Sorry, I'm getting naked real quick here.
It's a little warm in here, man. You're heating up the place. That's all right. I got to ask you, the holidays are right around the corner. Do you have plans? How does Robert DeLong spend the big Turkey Day, the big Christmas Day? Do you go back to Seattle?
I threatened my parents this year. I was like, I'm going to Costa Rica unless you come down to L.A.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, I'll come down to L.A. Yeah. Which is tight, actually. I mean, it's great because it's like, I think they're always ready to get out of the rain, you know, that's looking for any excuse to get out of the dreary Seattle. Like, during December, like, Seattle's not that great. Like, it's a beautiful place, mind you, but you know how it is.
Yeah.
You guys get the rain here, not like it is in Seattle.
No.
Yeah.
There's a reason this is about as north as I can go.
Right.
I go up like to Sonoma County, like, I don't know, man, looks like it's gonna rain every day. Gotta get back to the Bay.
Do you guys call this NorCal up here? Because I know like people from like real NorCal, like Redding, think that you guys are like just lying when you say NorCal.
Well, it's confusing because most people, I mean, this is a fact. California is one of the most, I think, the second, third populated state in the country, and I think like 80% of them have never been north of San Francisco. And like Sacramento is actually the center of the state.
Right.
So yeah, you go up to like Del Norte County and they're like, you're from Southern California, boy. You surf down there? You're like, huh? Yeah, it's just a massive state. It's like basically our own country, right?
Totally, yeah.
But yeah, I think we do call ourselves NorCal up here. I mean, yeah, I've heard it.
Cool.
But you know,
I'll take it. I don't
yeah, it depends where you're at. Like in San Francisco, if you're hanging around a bunch of intellectuals, they'll be like, well, that technically no. Like this is the parallel we're at, and if you look at it, and let me pull out this app and see the satellite imagery, and you know they'll triangulate something, and you know you're kind of like, okay, we're 3/4 NorCal.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Let's hear some more songs.
Totally. Cool.